hunting opportunity came January 1st of this year, and I could not have scripted this hunt any better. I wasn't seeing any deer to speak of on my property at all, and was having a really rough late season. And with the opportunities, the few opportunities that I did have to hunt this year, I wanted to make the most of them. So I hiked up on the bluff with this place I call Lookout Rock, and lo and behold, there was a field that I have permission to hunt that was seemingly holding all the deer in the area. There was 27 deer in the field when I left that evening. I made a game plan. I observed where these deer were coming out of. Basically every deer was coming out this black stump and on this fence row. So the next day I canoed up the creek. Got as close to this black stump as I could get without thinking I was going to bump any deer. So I got in there. 2 hours later, I was sitting on the ground self-filming in a chair, and 7 does walked by, and right behind them, just like the night before, this nice mature 8-point buck comes walking right off the bluff. It's a really good sign. I shot this buck about an hour and a half ago, and just getting up to do a recovery. I had deer all over me, and there's turkeys all over the place. So that's what I love about these nocturnal is you can find them anywhere after you shoot them. Well, as you can see, I finally caught up with my buck. It's not the largest buck I've ever killed by any means, but it's January 1st, and I haven't filled a bow tag on film since January 13th of 2013. I had to paddle up the creek this morning. He actually ran across from my place to one of my neighbors. So last night I drove him up to the creek bank and had to paddle up, and it wasn't an easy task because we've gotten 8 inches of rain in the last 72 hours. So I'm proud of this deer. He's good 3-year-old deer. He just doesn't have a lot of horn up top. I can't say enough about my equipment. Our new V-Force arrows did an awesome job. They went right through both front shoulders, and the arrow was completely intact, so I'm pretty proud with that. Just a great deer, and I couldn't be more tickled to have him. I'm gonna load him up in the canoe and get him back down the creek.
It's mid-October. It's warm. We're sitting in a new spot today, just west of Centerton, Arkansas. We put these stands up about a week ago. Put a little rub out. Wasn't expecting a lot. We checked the camera. They actually had a 8-pointer, we think, or a 6-pointer in here this morning. But there's been a lot of daylight pictures. We don't really have our shooting lanes figured out. I mean, it's our first sit, so we're gonna sit here tonight, see what happens. Hopefully, got a pretty good rub line over here. Hopefully we'll see some action. Maybe we can get a little grunting going. Mer. Right there. She's down right there already, man. Holy crap. I haven't shot a deer in 2 years. I freaking drilled her, man. That little buck, man, he's chasing that one doe hard. That other doe took off across the field, ran towards our truck. Looks like the same little buck that was on the camera this morning. Little tight 6-pointer or something. Got 2 mature does and a fawn. That buck came out of nowhere. She went 30 yards and just fell over. First sitting new spot. Just put these stands up a week ago. Checked the camera day and night, all day long, so we knew we'd have a good sit. These 3 does came out. Picked a mature one out. It's early in the season, the buck comes out of nowhere, starts chasing, so we know it's about to happen. So this is a good doe to get out here early. Puts a little meat in our freezer, getting a little thin, and it's just a good one to have. Fresh meat in the freezer. It's January 22nd. Getting all layered up. Go sit in a really brutal cold today. It's about 30 degrees with the 20-mile-per-hour north wind. So it's cold. Now it's February 10th, Arkansas. Still trying it. from Victory Archery. We're gonna sit back down and see if we can't kill another one. This is awesome.
I think it's hard to define what a perfect hunting season is, but anytime you get to go into the woods, be in the outdoors, get into a tree with some of your best friends, and be able to take something that we love so much like hunting and turn it into an art and create a product that we can share with other people, it's really important to us, and it's such a good time.
Beating like crazy.
Perfect lung shot. I wasn't sure on the shot at first. I thought it might have been up here. I knew I didn't spine him. I knew he mule kicked hard. And we were 95% sure we heard him crash. And it was.
We had a good buck come in early. A little bit of miscommunication between me and Cody as far as the camera, whether he was on it or not. I had a decent shot at the deer and didn't know that he was on the deer, but it all worked out real well. That deer walked away, and I grunted a few more times and looked to the right, and there was 3 more bucks that was coming off the hill right to the mock scrape that I had just made. Didn't get much sleep last night knowing this guy was out here, but finally come back in this morning, come in a little later because I didn't want to bump any deer out of the cornfield, so had a good blood trail from right where I shot him. Victor Arrow's done an awesome job. Found my arrow, it was covered in blood, knew I had artery blood, so come on up the hill, and he was laying basically right where I stopped hearing him run, so just fortunate enough to be able to punch an early season tag.
All we can do is just stick it out, hang out in the stand, and see if we can get any deer to come in, so that's all we're gonna do.
Walked up to about 10 feet from this deer, and believe it or not, the deer jumps up and runs. I've been deer hunting for 35 years. I've killed deer all over the country. I've never seen anything like that. You're welcome. It was just crazy. I've never seen anything like it, but it's made for a great story. Well, we're standing in front of a South Dakota deer, and it was craziest thing you've ever seen in your life trying to retrieve him. Unbelievable.
I don't know why I didn't try to stop the buck. I mean, at that kind of distance, if I would have stopped him, he would have been on high alert, and I think he would have jumped my string pretty bad anyway. So I shot him while he was walking right behind a doe. He was moving pretty good. I found my arrow over here too.
So we finally made it to the end. This was my first year with the Hunt Company. Been with the guys all season long, from the summer, filming commentary, you know, right up until deer season, going all the way through, taking trips. It's been an experience, that's for sure, and I've learned a lot and really enjoyed getting to be out in the woods with all these guys, just continuing to learn and get better at our craft, and just enjoying all the fellowship with these guys, and it's just been an awesome run, and can't wait for turkey season to kick off and start it all over again.
Wow, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment down below, tell us what you think.